What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to attempt the UK citizenship test. So, today we are going to find out if I, a humble, simple American, am knowledgeable enough to deserve the honor of being called a British citizen. Let's find out. So, this is called the Life in the UK test. It says you need to take this test as part of your application for British citizenship. Prepare for the test. You should study to prepare for this test. Oh boy. That's not good. I didn't study. I didn't really prepare. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of curious how just sort of a normal American like myself does on this. Us Americans, we're not exactly known for having the most knowledge about other countries or the UK in particular. We're not exactly known for that, are we? It says you have 45 minutes to answer 24 questions about British traditions and customs. Okay, all right. Let me open this up. British citizenship test. I think you need to get 18 out of 24 correct to pass this test. So that's sort of what I'm going to go for here. Question one, let's go. Enough stalling. What are two responsibilities that you will have as a British citizen or permanent resident of the UK? Responsibilities, interesting. To look after the area in which you live and the environment. To look after yourself and your family. I don't know if you have, like, are we talking about the law? Like, what two responsibilities you have as a British citizen? Like, legal responsibilities, right? You don't have to look after yourself. You can, and you should look after your family, but do you have to by law as a British citizen? Probably not. To stay in the UK forever? No. To promote work in your local community? I mean, it's an interesting word. What responsibility do you have as a British citizen? That's kind of like it's not like a law, it's an expectation, we'll say, to look after the area in which you live and the environment. I could see it being that, to look after the area you live, to promote work in your local community. That's a nice thing to do, but is it your responsibility? I'm going to say look after yourself and family. I mean, again, you should do that, but is it your responsibility as a British citizen to look after the area you live? That's incorrect. You're to be a permanent resident or citizen of the UK, you should look after yourself and your family. Look after the area in which you live. Wait, was this multiple choice? Am I already failing? Like, is this classic American brain going on here? What two responsibilities? I thought, I'm making excuses at this point. You're supposed to select two of these, Tyler. It says right there in the question. Oh boy, not a good start. I was on the right track. I got one of them correct, but you're supposed to select two. It's a multiple choice question. If you can't even read the instructions, you don't deserve to be a British citizen. I'm going to take responsibility for that one. Speaking of responsibilities, geez, that's a fail. But I don't think I would have chosen to look after yourself and your family. Just because I, I don't know why. I guess here in the United States, I don't know. I don't think that's part of the legal expectation or responsibilities that we have in the United States. Anything with yourself and your family. But that being said, that's a fantastic thing that you guys have in the UK. That there's an expectation to look after where you live, take care of the environment, and to look after yourself and your family. There's more of an expectation. I like that a lot. All right. We are 0 for 1. Let's keep going. There is a time limit here, so I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. Where is Big Ben located? Big Ben is a classic. This is something actually a lot of Americans have heard of. It's the clock tower, and specifically, it's like the bell in the clock tower in London. It's not in Buckingham Palace. It's not in a square, House of Parliament. I think it's in the Tower of London. Is it in the Tower of London? Is it in the Tower of London? I think I have to go with that. It's not. It's not in the Tower of. Oh, this is bad. This is getting bad. I need to get 18 correct. I can only get 6 wrong, and I'm gotten 0 out of 2. This is not good. The Houses of Parliament? I mean, I've seen pictures of Big Ben, of the clock and the bell and the stuff. I just never really thought about where physically is it. Uh-oh. When were men and women given the right to vote? Oh, geez. I should have capitalized on these first 2 questions. These are ones that I could have had a chance at getting if I was a little smarter, a little more aware. When were men and women given the right to vote? At the age of 21. In the UK. When were you given the right to vote? At age 21. A lot of these dates are so close together, I have no idea. I have to guess. I don't know if it's 1928 or 1923 or 1918. I'm just going with that. Shh, 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 shh. Nobody say anything. It's fine. It's fine. I deserve that one. I deserve to randomly guess that one correct. I needed that so badly. Okay, where is the UK geographically located? Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. UK citizenship test. Thank you for throwing me a couple well, for gifting me that last one because I guessed. And this one, freebie. Freebie! UK is located Western Europe. Well, you could say Northwest. Yeah, Northwest of Europe. Please just be correct. Okay. Don't tell me that's wrong. Who is the patron saint of Scotland? Oh, gosh. The patron saint of Scotland? This is the kind of thing you gotta know to be a citizen of the UK, huh? Am I doing okay on time? Yeah, I think. Patron saint of Scotland. St. David, St. Patrick, St. George, St. Andrew. I mean, all of these are just mushing together in my mind. I've heard all these names before. St. Patrick, I don't think. I feel like that's an Irish thing. St. Andrew? I'm going to go St. Andrew. I have no idea why. Maybe somewhere in the back of my brain I knew that. And maybe I got a little lucky. I don't know. You know what? We've kind of turned this thing around in the last few minutes. I've gotten the last 3 correct. Let's keep going. We don't need to talk about it too much. That's bad luck. When 2 houses fought, which 2 houses fought in the Wars of the Roses? Okay, this is a multiple choice question. I'm not going to get fooled by that again. I've never heard of the War of the Roses. What 2 houses fought in the War of the Roses? I have no idea. The House of Newcastle sounds cool. And the House of Lancaster sounds cool. I'm going with that. I randomly got one of them correct because I had a 50% chance. House of York, House of Lancaster. That's just not something I've ever heard of before. Never taught in school. Never bothered to look it up. I got 3 wrong out of the 6. All right, but I have 3 correct as well. Let's be positive here. Oh, here we go. It's just true or false question. Now we're talking. The Bill of Rights in 1689 confirmed the right to vote for all adult men. I would think that's true. Just like back in the day, the world was very like male-centric, male-focused. I would think that rights for adult men were at the forefront of people's mind in 1689. So I'm going to say it's false. Why is it false? So it confirmed the rights of Parliament and the limits of the king's power. How are they going to do this to me? How are they going to make me get the 50-50 question wrong? I had a 50% chance of just guessing it right. Okay, let's keep going. What is the cenotaph? The cenotaph? What are we talking about here? What is this? I have no idea what the cenotaph is. Sounds painful. What do you do? Get that cenotaph away from me. I don't know. It could be a flower, a Christian church, a war memorial, or a theater. Cenotaph. Can I look at the word and taff? What does the suffix taff mean? I don't know. I'm thinking of graph. Cenotaph. What does ceno mean? Anything to do with flowers or church? A war memorial or theater? Cenotaph. What is a cenotaph? A flower would allow it to be, there's a lot of different types of flowers. Maybe one of them is a cenotaph. But otherwise, the other things are very specific. Is a cenotaph specifically a theater or a war memorial or a Christian church? What does this have to do with UK culture, cenotaph? Theater is a part of UK culture. To me, more than a flower. I'm going to go with theater. I don't know. It's a war memorial. It's the site of the annual Remembrance Day service attended by the king. It's a war memorial. I have never heard that before in my life. All right. I really don't want to get another one wrong. And we have like 15 more questions. So we'll see. We'll see. Who was the first female prime minister of the UK? I've heard of Margaret Thatcher. I feel like I've also heard of Theresa May. I've heard Margaret Thatcher, that name sticks out to me. I'm pretty sure that was a prime minister of the UK. I'm pretty sure it's a woman. I don't know if it was the first. Okay, it is. Nice. Okay. Who chairs the debates at the House of Commons? Who chairs it? Oh, in the House of Commons, the Speaker. The Speaker is the what's the word? Moderator, you could say, because I've seen some videos of that Speaker in the UK going order, order, yelling at him and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Nice. All right, I really needed that. Who was the captain of the English? Come on. Captain of the English football team that won the World Cup in 1966. This is what you need to know to be a citizen of the UK. You got to know about English football history. That's funny. It does have to do with British culture, though, to be fair. Who's the captain of the football team that won the World Cup in 1966? Were they knighted? Were they knighted? They're a sir? I'm going to go with Bobby Moore, just because I can't believe the captain of the football team was knighted. It's that serious? I mean, if you win the World Cup, maybe it is that serious. I'm going with Bobby Moore. That's right. It's okay. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. I don't know. Maybe you can be knighted and be for being the captain of a football team, but it just didn't. I don't know. And Bobby Moore sounded like a super football British name to me. For those reasons, I got it. When did the English defeat the Spanish Armada? I don't enjoy questions that are just straight up dates. I'm not that great at dates and history. Sue me, call me stupid, whatever. American brain. It's like, I don't know what year the English defeated the Spanish Armada. How long ago might this have happened? For some reason, 1254. That would be like almost 1,000 years ago. Not quite, 700 something years ago. Sure, I really don't know. Dang it! I was hoping for it to get really lucky again. So I've gotten the six wrong, but can I still pass the test if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I can pass the test if I get everything else correct. If I go perfect, I think I pass. So there's still a chance. Anyone can make a complaint about the police by writing to the chief constable of the police force. So this is a true or false. This is literally, again, true or false. I have a 50% chance if I shut my eyes and pick one of being right. Can you make a complaint to the police by writing the chief constable? I would think so. I would sure hope so. Yes. Okay. Nice. We're doing good on time. What is the minimum age required to serve on a jury in the UK? In America, it's 18. I can't imagine in the UK that you want anything younger than 18 serving on a court jury, right? Nice. Nice. 18 is correct. I'm getting very nervous here because it's like, can I just get the next 10 correct and pass this thing and call it a day? I don't know. But maybe. How's a jury selected? From the NHS registration system? Maybe. Everyone probably has to be in that, right? Randomly from the electoral register. That would make a lot of sense to me. Randomly. Alphabetically from the telephone directory? No. From a postcode selection? Maybe. Maybe the postcode of where the crime was, the area that the crime was committed, or that the court is taking place. I'm going to go with randomly. I think juries are supposed to be selected randomly, right? Yeah. Nice. Okay. What is a bank holiday? A public holiday when banks are open. A public holiday for people working in banks. An additional day off that every worker in the UK is entitled to. I think a bank holiday is like an official holiday where everybody is off. I've heard this term before, bank holiday. A public holiday when banks and many other businesses are closed. No, I think it really has to do with it's a specific term talking about how everybody has the day off. It's a bank holiday. It's like a national holiday. I don't even know if it has anything to do with banks. I think it's a day off. No, it's not an additional day off. I think it's a public holiday. I do think it's a public holiday. When banks are open? Is that what that means? A public holiday when banks and many other businesses are closed. I think that's right. I think it's like everybody is off. Yes! Yes! Yeah! Keep it together. Keep it together. Everyone calm down. Question 17. We're still live here. I'm on a streak, 4 correct in a row. What will you be given to vote before a general election takes place? What will you be given to vote? A ballot slip. You would need that to vote. A ballot. That makes sense to me. A poll card? A voting slip? Come on. Don't give me a voting slip or a ballot slip. What's the difference? Come on. I think technically when you're voting, it's called a ballot. Please be a ballot slip. A poll card before the election. Oh my God. If I was a little more patient, well, actually, the story of this whole test, if I was a little more careful and if I read the questions like better, if I read the instructions more thoroughly, you could clearly say it's saying, what will you be given to vote before the election? You get the ballot slip when you're there voting. The election is taking place before the general election. A poll. You take part in a poll. I deserve to fail. I deserve to fail this test. I don't deserve to be a British citizen at this time. I will admit that. But let's see how well I do. Which of the following statements is correct? Solicitors charges are usually based on how much time they spend on a case. What are we talking about? What is this? Solicitors' charges are usually based on the nature of the case and its importance. What are we talking about a solicitor? Does this have a different meaning in the UK? In here in the United States, a solicitor is somebody trying to sell you something, trying to solicit something to you. This is talking about like how much time they spend on what? A criminal case? Is this like a detective? Solicitor's charges? No, this is talking about how much something cost. I have no idea what this question is saying. I think you'd be charged based on how much time you spend on the case. I don't know what we're talking about, but you're usually paid based on how much time you spend on something, right? By law, which two types of media have to give a balanced coverage of all political parties and equal time to rival viewpoints? What two types of media have to be balanced? I would think television and radio. Newspapers, I've seen some funny UK headlines in papers. Those are not balanced. Those are like, can be crazy and funny. I think it's television and radio. Those are the classic. Yes, that makes sense to me. I think that's probably true here in America because everyone knows our TV news coverage is very, very balanced and fair and accurate. Definitely, yes, of course. Which of the following territories is a crown dependency, but is not part of the UK? It's part of the crown dependency, but not the UK. Northern Ireland is part of the UK. Wales is in the UK. Scotland is in the UK. Therefore, the Channel Islands is not. That's so easy. Gosh, don't tell me I'm going to get 17. Do not tell me I'm going to get 17. One off. I probably won't even get 17. Let's see. What did Sir Frank Whittle invent? Sir Frank Whittle? Mr. Whittle. What did you invent in the 1930s? Could be radar. Hovercraft? I don't think so. A jet engine? No. Ballpoint pen? I don't know who invented radar, so I'm actually going to go with radar. A jet engine? Jeez, this guy was a genius. I mean, radar is good. A literal jet engine in the 1930s? Oh my God. Who wrote The Daffodils? All right, I probably would not have passed this test even if I was better at reading instructions, because a lot of these questions I just do not know. The Daffodils? What is The Daffodils? Is that like a UK book you guys are all read or something? Who wrote it? William Blake, Robert Browning, Lord Byron, William Wordsworth? I like that name. I just liked the name. William Wordsworth. Sounds like a guy who would write this kind of book. That was a guess. I didn't know the answer to that. Who was given the title of Lord Protector? Sounds like a Game of Thrones thing, Protector of the Realm. Lord Protector of the UK. The title of Lord Protector? I think that would be a royalty thing. Not Winston Churchill. Not given the title of Lord Protector. This sounds like Charles the First or something. Something like Oliver Cromwell. I've heard that name, Oliver Cromwell. I don't know who he is, but that's just one of those names that we were taught. We were definitely taught that in history class, even here in America. I just wasn't paying attention. I've heard that name before. All right, and finally, what are the 40 days before Easter called? That is Lent. A lot of Americans know this. That's I don't know why that's in the UK citizenship test. I guess Easter and, religious stuff, that is a part of UK culture. But Lent, that's easy for me. Okay, that's it. You failed the test. Why do they got to put it in, big, capital, bold letters? You failed the test. All right. Keep up the good work. You're getting there. Oh, that's nice. Well, there you go. I failed. I'm not a UK citizen. That's okay. I just thought this would be fun, and I was honestly just curious about the types of questions you need to know to be considered for UK citizenship. And the questions are pretty fair, in my opinion. As an American who didn't study at all, I almost passed the test. I only needed to get three more questions correct. And I was kind of stupid when answering some of them, and I could have got a few more. And if I studied, I think I could like get over 18 without like a ton of difficulty. I'm gonna be proud of my 15 out of 24, and I had a lot of fun doing this, so that's good. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on how I did on this test and what you think of the UK citizenship test and the questions. That'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK and learning about UK culture and seeing UK things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.